Hello, welcome to Peter's Mobile Web with lots of digital news podcasts. Anyone can leave their comments on our visitors page. Advertising made easy. Just click the contact page. You'll find plenty of posts on many topics. Visitors can leave comments to any post.
Hello, welcome to petersmobileweb.com. Now, in this episode, it's more and more on future jobs have to be created. Now, unfortunately, politicians, I'm sure, around the world are not perfect. No. Some do great jobs in helping the community of the country, whatever country, and so forth. So there are some politicians who have and will do great jobs for communities in the countries they live in. But unfortunately, there are plenty of politicians, like, give one example. In Australia, politicians in Australia are being caught in using not their own wage, but they're using taxpayers' wage in taking their families for a holiday, for example, or if they want to go buy a property, they use taxpayers' money, private jet, and zoom off to wherever location in Australia to buy property. Now, we're hearing more and more over the last few years that so many countries are in debt. Right. The same as Australia. Hear over and over again the word debt in Australia. Now, it's beyond a joke now, where if Australia is in debt, and yet politicians, whoever the government is at the time, is carrying on about welfare. Now, it's got to stop where if politicians in Australia has and will be using tax money for themselves, that is definitely classified as welfare. No debating, no arguing, that is welfare. So, if politicians in Australia are going to continue preaching about welfare, well, it's time that their welfare stop. Red light. No more. So, yes, it's gone beyond too far now with how politicians operate. Now, with America just about to get a brand new president, President Trump. Yes, that is just about to happen this week. Now, what I have heard of Donald Trump, of what he has said for America, that is, sounds great. But unfortunately, too many of these huge big media networks around the world, of course, they've got to, starting now, they've got to stop making out as though they decide on whether it's president, prime minister, or whatever it is. But unfortunately, the big media networks have to start now reporting to that political party. But it's the voter who is the final decision maker in this, not the media network. But of course, the average voter out there, I can guarantee, would be thinking more of the way digital is heading. Now, we all use digital. If 2017, we all use digital in many aspects of life. So can see that, unfortunately, but yes, it's all going towards digital, meaning jobs, well, can easily see how far digital jobs are heading. So it's time now where more political politicians around the world, of course, start more looking at this future digital job, which is growing more. Like, for example, you can tell more companies are and will be heading this avenue of jobs, digital. So if politicians around the world don't start now, well, some countries, not all, but some countries are and will be behind. Like getting back to Australia, unfortunately, that's not talked in relation to do with digital jobs much in Australia. Politicians still talk about the past, yes, history, but not the future. Oh, it's great talking about the past, history of what happened. But, unfortunately, like go back 25 years ago, just for example, digital wasn't talked about much, no. Twitter, Facebook wasn't really written at home, so that's my point. In the next 25 years or so, there'll be more and more digital with mobile phones, for example, smartphones, that obviously politicians of that generation in like 25 years' time, for example, they will no doubt will have to be looking more at digital jobs themselves. So that's why politicians of today have to get with this changing of digital jobs and how the future is going to head. So it's going to be interesting 2017 in Australia, how the Prime Minister of Australia, Malcolm Turnbull, is going to be heading. So the start of the year, things are looking terrible for him in many aspects, meaning politicians using taxpayers' money. That is number one priority. That has to be fixed. And number two factor, the next budget is going to be very interesting to see where it's going to go and who is going to be getting more out of it. So it's going to be very, very interesting. And I hope more and more people out there get the advantage of how the future jobs are going to head. More people out there are still waiting, and they are really, really interested, yes, and wanting more of these future jobs. Not all about the past. No. Politicians, in Australia that is, have to stop talking of the past. But until next show, I have to say that this is great talking on this and future job, digital, which I'll be talking more on this year, 2017. Until next time, have a great week. Bye for now.